Hello, it appears we are live, so let me go ahead and give the greeting. On this episode of YouTube Talk with Denise Jordan, we're going to get into 3 ways to create more engaging content and whether or not you should change your content. But before we get into that, welcome to YouTube Talk with Denise Jordan. If you want to grow your influence, I can't even talk tonight. Welcome to YouTube Talk with Denise Jordan. If you want to grow your influence through YouTube, hit that subscribe button and tap that little bell icon so you don't miss any of our upcoming strategy sessions. If you've joined us on the replay, welcome. Jump in on the conversation and leave your comments and suggestions as you work your way through the replay. And for those of you who have joined us live, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? I am so glad that you have joined me, and I appreciate it. Because there could be lots more you could be doing on Sunday nights. So I appreciate that. So let's see who's here and we'll get some greetings started. And it looks like the first person to jump on was Basket C1. Hello, Basket. And then we have Danielle, the domestic scientist, who is saying hi to Cheryl and other people. We have I Style, My Style, Cheryl. And then we also have Gigi Fassan, who's greeting everyone. So, hey, Gigi. Hey, Danielle. And Darcy, how are you doing? I'm happy to have you with us as well. And Laura Mae Bell is also joining us tonight. And Darcy invited someone to join us. Was it you, Laura Mae Bell? Because Laura Mae, I believe this is the first time you've been with us. So are you the friend that Darcy invited? If so, hello and welcome. If not, hello and welcome anyway. And let's see. Karen is here, but I didn't see her. Oh, there she is. So this made her mom. Hey, Karen, how are you doing? And let's see. Gigi Fazan, who I believe her name is Gladys. So how are you doing? And then there is Mary from Rocky Mountain Garden and Kimberly Davis from Diva Designing on a Dime. So we have gotten quite a few people jumping in with us tonight. And so there are 15 of you on right now. If I could get 15 thumbs up, that would be great. And Gigi's already throwing in a circle for the circle up. I'm just going to type in circle up because I haven't been able to find the emoji with this new system just yet. So for those of you, for Laura, if you're new, and for those of you who are new, when you see this little circle, you have stumbled across a meeting of the sister circle. And when we say circle up, that means we are ready to take care of some business. We're going to tighten things up and take care of business, close the gap and get things done. So we have one gentleman who is a member of our organization, and the rest of us is just ladies. So, and then we have Pretty Things. She says she's looking forward to tonight's topic. It's Rena from Pretty Things. And Rena, thank you for telling me your name because I try to remember what everybody's names are. And most of the time I do pretty good, but I keep mixing up Cheryl from I Style, My Style. Sometimes I'll call her Stephanie, but there's someone else that's a Stephanie. We have 2 or 3 Stephanies, and sometimes I get them confused. So yes, I'll try to stay on top of that tonight. So what you guys cook for dinner tonight? I'm switching things up just a little bit. What you make for dinner tonight? I made turkey tetrazzini. We still have leftover turkey. So for tonight's dinner, I made turkey tetrazzini, and everything else is going in the freezer until I'm ready to make turkey bone broth. What did you make for dinner tonight? Let me know. Okay. Hey, okay. Now see, this was something that someone had talked about last week. Laura Mae Bell is not new. She's Lifestyle of Laura. So see, she changed her name. And a couple of people were talking about that kind of loosely last week, wondering whether or not we should change our name or if someone should change their name. And hey, she decided that she was going to do that. Now, Laura, tell us why you decided to change your name, if you don't mind. What made you make this move? Because there's others that are considering doing the same thing, and I know they're interested. Yes, and Cheryl is laughing at me because she knows how I do. I always mix her up with Stephanie. So All Things Lux by Robin is with us, as well as is Carol from My Blessed Nest. And then here is Kay from Creating with Miss Kay. Glad to have you there as well. So Basket C1 said, he or she, are you a he or she? Let us know so that I at least address. And what is your name, Basket? We like to call each other by our name. So what is your name, Basket? So I'm calling you the right things. And you had popcorn for dinner. Okay. So now Laura said her original name was not easy to search. Lifestyle of Laura was not easy to search. That's a realistic concern. And I was thinking one day we might have how to name your YouTube channel, or what the name is of your YouTube channel might be one of our topics, because I've done just a little bit of checking on some of that stuff, because I've thought about whether or not I wanted to change the name of my YouTube channel. But one of the things that I do know is that if your name is spelled unusually, it's difficult to search. So that's certainly a good idea, a good reason to do that. All right. So Darcy said she has fish in the oven now. It's 4:45 in California. Well, it's after 7:45 here. So yeah, we've had dinner, fed the hubby, and he's watching football now. So Robeb, who is Robeb? Did I miss it? Is that whose name is that? Did I miss somebody? Oh, Karen made Asian steak and cabbage. Well, all right. I missed quite a bit, looks like. All right, so Carol made spaghetti, and we had turkey tetrazzini with spaghetti as the noodles or the pasta. My husband was like, "What kind of noodles are these?" I said, "Spaghetti." He's like, "Oh, but it tastes and it plumps up so much differently in the turkey tetrazzini." He didn't recognize it as spaghetti. Go figure. But okay. And then Karen at Maynard Mom made Asian steak and cabbage. And Cheryl at I Style My Style, leftovers from Thanksgiving. Well, see, that's what we did for the past couple of days, and today was leftovers, but it was turkey tetrazzini, and I also served some collard greens and some cornbread on the side. So that was tonight's dinner. Okay, so let's see. Andrea Mason from the Queen's Court has joined us. And then Robin says she had Thanksgiving leftovers too, but she's ready to move on from that. Yeah, you guys need to put that in the freezer tonight or tomorrow. Okay, so Laura also had other people who mixed up the name. So here is Andrea Mason made pork chop, spinach, and mac and cheese. Well, all right now, I ain't mad at you for that. Hey, pretty things, good to have you with us. Oh, I think Rena, I already spoke to you. Okay. Also, Basket C1, her name is Carol too. I missed it when she said that, but welcome. So Basket C1, let me write that down. So Carol, you've got a name twin out there. Diva made pork chops, dirty rice, and leftover collard greens. So yeah, I was working the leftover collard greens too, but pork chops and dirty rice, that sounds good. And then Mary said she's still eating leftovers, Thanksgiving leftovers. She said she loves them. Guys, I have to tell you, I did a Thanksgiving sandwich video to show, and I was supposed to edit it today, but it was so messy. I am not proud of this video. And I thought, oh, don't show it. Then I thought, oh, show it. What do you guys think? It's not my best video because it is a little messy when I flip the sandwich. I'm like, oh, I probably should have, put it together differently. And then I thought, well, go ahead and show it because they'll know that, you're not perfect. So what do you guys think? And hey, Liz from Jazzy Green Decor Style. I'm so glad to have you here. All right. So what do you guys think? I'm going to ask you the question, should I show my messy Thanksgiving sandwich video or should I bag it? Because I tell you what, it was messy. My husband was like, oh, well, maybe happy accidents. I'm like, no, honey, this is messy. I probably shouldn't show this. But so Karen says, show it. You're human. Carol says, show it. So Danielle says, only if you want to. Gigi says, show it. Well, I'll see if I can get it edited tomorrow. You know, for the most part, it's okay, except for when I flip the sandwich, I'm like, it did not flip the way I had intended for it to flip. So yes. So, okay, let me go ahead and get started. But thank you guys for your input on that. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So in today's YouTube strategy session, I wanted us to take a look at Danielle, the Domestic Scientist video. And you see, here's Danielle right here. Danielle, the Domestic Scientist. And she is a member of the Mastermind Influencer team. So I was kind of looking through the playlist of the Mastermind Influencer team. And I thought, well, why don't I pick another one of those for tonight for us to take a look at? And I found this particular one, and I thought it would work in nicely with the topics that we've been covering over the past few weeks, which we've been looking at, you know, how to start our videos, how to stop our videos, how to get more viewers and create engagement and that kind of thing. So McCarroll says, just label that part a blooper. Ha, girl. So, okay, so Basket says she prefers Phyllis. Okay, so Phyllis. All right. All right, well, several people feel like I should show it. So I'll try to get it edited tomorrow and get it up. If I don't try to get it up tomorrow, it'll be a moot point after that. But anyway, I was looking around the YouTube Mastermind Influencers Challenge, and this is the one that is hosted by Allie, who is Lady Phoenix at Really Good Living. And there were a list of like 43 different videos where the various participants in that team have posted videos. And I looked through several of them and picked this one. So last week we looked at rude YouTubers from Lady Phoenix of Really Good Living. And then about a month or so before that, we looked at how to shorten your links by Stephanie of Creatively Miss Me. So I thought this would be a good one to look at tonight, which is 3 ways to create more engagement. And then let me just say too that one of the reasons why I like this particular Mastermind Influencer team, and there are 6 ladies that make up the team, but anyone can jump in on the challenge, meaning that you can create a video that promotes some kind of YouTube strategy and participate in the challenge that month and get your video into the playlist. And the reason why I like this series is that none of these ladies are experts. Like me, I'm not an expert. Like me, they are in the trenches learning as they go, and they're sharing with us what they've learned. So even the most beginniest beginner, is that a word, beginniest? But even the most beginniest beginner has learned something. Even if they've only put up 3 YouTube videos, they've learned something by the time they get to that 3rd video that they can share with someone else. And it could have been a negative learning experience. It could have been, so now they've got an area of opportunity. It could have been something they found out that really worked well. But regardless of what level you are as a YouTuber, you've got something to share because you've learned some things as you've made your journey. So I really like it that everyone has the opportunity to share. You just have to take the opportunity. And if you've not had the opportunity to take a look at Danielle's video, please do so. It is linked in the description box below. But before we dive into the video and the notes that I made that Danielle wants us to keep in mind, I feel it's a good time to ask the question that my YouTube mentor, Sean Cannell, poses most often. I'm going to type it in the box. What do you need to start? What do you need to stop? And what do you need to continue? Now, this is the question he asks us almost every week, almost every other week, if not every week. And I want you to think about those questions as we move through today's session. Okay, so the first point that Danielle made is that, Danielle, I should say, made was that we need to grab the viewer's attention immediately in the first few seconds. So she says that we need to grab their attention immediately, give them something in the beginning to get them engaged. And that is also exactly what Nick Nimmin shared with us, as well as Selma Jaffrey shared with us in their videos, which we have seen at some point in the past few weeks. Danielle posted this video, I think about a month or 6 weeks ago. It was in the October session, I believe, but I thought it was perfect for now. And hey, we've got Simple Southern Moments who's here to visit us. I believe she's new. I believe this is the lady that was invited by Darcy. So hello, Simple Southern Moments. Tell us your name so that we can all welcome you. And what we're doing right now is we're diving right into the strategy session where we're talking about a video that one of the ladies here in the Sister Circle, Danielle The Domestic Scientist, put together in a collaboration that talks about 3 ways to create engagement in your videos. So Simple Southern Moments is thanking Darcy for inviting her. And guys, please welcome, or ladies, please welcome Simple Southern Moments. And Simple Southern Moments, tell us your name. But now Phyllis at, let's see, I missed it. There we go. Phyllis at Basket C1 says to show it. It can be a lessons learned type segment. So yeah, you want to make sure that you show right away what your video is going to be about. So give them something at the beginning to get them engaged. So Simple Southern Moments, her name is Thelma. Okay. We have 3 new people with us tonight. So welcome, ladies, welcome. All right. So she says to give them something right away to get them engaged in the first few seconds. And if you ever do a premiere or a live stream, you can see when people jump on and when they jump off, just like when we're on this live stream now. And I can see there might be like 3, 4, or 5 when things first start, and then all of a sudden there's 2. So you can kind of see people when they come and go. So you got to capture their attention in the first few seconds if you want to keep them engaged. And one of the ways to do that, she says, is you can do that with lots of movement. Now, when I was watching her video, at the very beginning, she did her intro, and there was lots of movement and on the screen, you know, slides moving in and out, opening and closing, that kind of thing. And then she was doing her voiceover, talking about what she was going to talk about and then telling us what she was going to talk about. So I was thinking at first this was going to be more like a podcast where I would just kind of listen to what she was saying, but I wasn't really going to watch the screen because there was just, you know, these certain slides going back and forth. And then I started listening to what she was saying, and she was telling me about tablescapes that she was going to do. And this is an example of that. And then she showed, you know, like, boom, how to look at the tablescape, that kind of thing. So I thought, okay, I get it. One analogy that she gave that I thought was perfect, she said, think about a commercial and how much activity is going on in the commercial. So she said, if you're watching TV and then a commercial comes on, think about how much activity is going on in the commercial to capture your attention. And also during that commercial, notice the music typically goes up louder than what, say, the regular TV program is, that kind of thing. So there's lots of things that are going on. And so I thought about that, and I thought about this commercial that captures my attention every time. I love it, and I watch it every time it comes on. It's this commercial. It's a car commercial. I think it's a Buick. And this woman comes home. She opens her door. I mean, you see her open her door, and you hear all this loud noise. You hear the dog barking, and they've got like jingle bells all over the dog. You see 2 or 3 little boys. They're playing like baseball, or they're kind of batting some kind of ball across the living room. You see the teenage daughter is sitting in a chair, looking at her phone. Like the teenage daughter is sitting there like she doesn't hear a thing. And the woman looks around like, oh my God. And she closes her door and goes back and sits in her car and just kind of like one of those Calgon take me away moments. I cracked up because as a mom, I could relate to that. I mean, how many of you have come in to your home to chaos and thought, I got to get out of here? And but when I looked at that commercial today, thinking about what Danielle said, you are moving from scene to scene, scene to scene. She comes in the door. Here's the boys playing baseball. Here's the girl sitting on watching, her phone. Here's the dog barking, and all this chaos is going on. And there's another commercial with the same family, only it's a different version. And in this commercial, when she opens the door, you see the father is sitting there holding like maybe a 4 or 5-year-old, and he's got a drone airplane going around in the living room while he's holding the baby. And then the boys are still over there doing whatever they're doing. And I'm like, what the heck? And she goes back out and she shuts the door and she sits in the car and relaxes. And Darcy, So Kim says she loves that commercial too, and Darcy says she likes that commercial, and she likes the part where she goes in the car and relax. How many of you can relate to that scene? I know I can. So I just cracked up. But what the point I was trying to make though is that that's what you want to do with your intros. And when Danielle said like a commercial, I immediately got it. So there's that. All right. So I'm convinced that a mother wrote that commercial. I could be wrong, but I'm thinking a mother wrote that commercial. So tip number 1 for Danielle's video was use an intro for your video. And she said there are a couple different ways you can address that. And Danielle, I know you're on with us, so feel free to jump in with a comment if you have one. And Liz, thank you. She said she enjoyed my leftover turkey soup. Yes, she watched my turkey taco soup video, and that turkey taco soup was delicious. All right, so now tip number 1 was to use an intro for your video. And she said you could consider doing a couple of different things to do that. You could have the same intro for every video, meaning that it's kind of like your signature intro. It's like your logo kind of thing, the same one for every video. If you do have an intro, though, you want to make sure you keep it less than 15 seconds. Or you could create a unique intro for each video. So you're kind of given like a little spoiler or teaser about what's going on in the video, and you show that as part of your intro. But again, best practice is if you're going to use an intro, it needs to be less than 15 seconds so that if you do your intro, if you have to introduce yourself or something like that, you get it done so that within second number 29 or 30, you're into your content. But many of us are, well, we've been learning from Nick Nimmons to even cut out that intro part because they're like, they don't care who we are until they see what we have to share with them. So there's that. All right. The other thing she said is that you can use your voice over with music in that intro, or just have music as you show the various scenes and then dive right in to your video at once. And so there's that. The other thing she suggested was if you're doing a DIY or a decorating video, people want a spoiler, so to speak. They want to see the finished product up front. So when you're doing your intro, you could show 2 or 3 little clips that kind of show where it is that you're going. Now, typically, I don't like to do that because I don't want them to know too much. But what I'm finding, well, what I've been learning is that people tend to like that. That way they kind of know what they're getting into, and if they can see whether or not they want to stick around for the final product. So Danielle says she has videos specific intros where she will show her work ahead of time. And she also has a generic intro, and she has one that she's going to be using, a Christmas one for the season. I think that's a good idea too, to have a Christmas one for the season. I got to get mine together. Haven't got there yet. But okay, so specific intros where you're showing some work ahead of time, then also a generic one that she uses frequently. I tend to have a different intro, or I shouldn't say intro, hook. And that's not, I think that's an important point that I almost forgot. Hook versus intro. So one of the things to think about is that your hook is that thing, that whatever it is that gets their attention. And right now we're kind of talking about the hook and the intro at the same time, but they can be the same thing, but they don't have to be the same thing. But the hook is the thing that helps you grab their attention. And that hook could be the little clips that you show, little spoilers, so to speak, of what's going to be going in. Or the intro could be where you're actually introducing yourself in the video. So let's separate the two. I'm thinking that in Danielle's video, what she's talking about, when she talks about intro, she's talking about the hook, meaning that you want to hook them in those first few seconds so that they know what the video is going to be about and they decide that they want to stick around. So that's what we're talking about. Hey, Miss Congeniality. Ladies, Miss Congeniality is one of my viewers. She always jumps on when I'm doing a premiere. And every now and then she'll jump in and join us here on this channel. She's not a YouTube creator. She just kind of likes to say hi to us and see what we're doing. Find out like what's on the back end of YouTube. So we're talking about how to create engaging videos for all of you tonight. So that's what we're doing. So again, now, hooks versus intro. A hook can be as simple as, in this video, I am making turkey tetrazzini from Thanksgiving leftovers. And then, you know, you have your little logo with your basic intro where you might have a lot of different slides showing different things like that. Or it could be that you just open up the video, and when they open the video, they see you, you've already started. And Michelle at My Everyday Wife Life does that a lot. But you just, the video starts and they see you making your turkey tetrazzini, and then in your voiceover you say what you're doing. So either way, so there's that. Okay, so now one of the other things that she talked about was to make, if you're doing a DIY or if you're doing decorating, to be more engaging if you're showing a particular object from different angles. And she really did a really good job of that. So she was doing a product review on a new table. And so she showed, you know, the basic shot of the table, which is what most of us would do. At least that's what I would do. But then she did a little bit of camera work where the camera was opening and closing, and the image was closing out and then opening back up and spinning around. And she was putting the name of the table, the maker of the table, the numbers and different things like that. So what she was doing was keeping our attention by showing us the table in different situations. And I thought, oh, okay, that made perfect sense. So that's something to think about. So when you're doing a product review or something like that, instead of just saying, all right, so here's my new phone, and this is what it looks like. Oops. Okay, this is what it looks like, and this is what it does. You can show it in many different angles and ways and close-ups and zoom out and that kind of thing. Hey, Michelle, good to have you with us. So there's Miss Congeniality, and there's Michelle from My Everyday Wife Life. So I thought that was quite interesting. So again, with the product review or your DIY or your decorating, you could do some things like that. Now here was some teasers that she suggested. And hey V, good to have you with us. Good to have you here. So she said she uses a program called Place It to make a short video. So I think that might be something we might want to look into because she really did a very nice job. Very nice. So one of the things that she talked about when she did the teasers, like she was doing a reveal or let's say a table design reveal. Show little teaser clips. So what that means is that, let's say she's doing a review of this product. And so maybe she might zoom down from the top and show a little bit of it, or she might show an angle of just this corner, and you can just see a little bit of this like little blue thing that I have in here. Or maybe you might get this corner over here, and you see there's something sticking up here, something like that. So where you just have just show just different little corners, or maybe the middle, just different little angles of the particular clip to engage attention, but not show the whole thing. And I thought that's a pretty good idea too. I used that technique today a little bit when I was working on my posting for my Christmas kitchen vignette. I would show different pieces of a couple of different vignettes just to kind of give people an idea of some of the different icons they can consider using. So that's a real good idea, using your camera to show those different angles. And then Danielle says she pays $15 a month for that Place It. And that is, let's see, where is she? Here we go. This is a program that she said she uses. It's called Place It. And she pays $15 a month. She said it's really easy to use. And she does have a tutorial. I think I saw that tutorial on her channel today when I was looking at some things. Now, Mary says she really hopes to be doing more than one camera angle in her videos. And I like the idea of using more than one camera angle. And I've been trying to do that for a while. And typically what I'm doing is running around, moving the tripod, flipping it up and down, that kind of thing. Lately, I've been trying to use two cameras. And that's a whole different adventure itself, because when you're using two cameras, you're actually taking two videos. Even though you're shooting the same thing, you've got a video on this camera and a video on this camera. So then when you're editing, you have to pull both those clips into your scrub line and try to figure out which part of which clip do you want to use. So you have to look at both clips. So you're doubling your time because you have to look at clip one and then clip one from the other camera. But so Mary says she's want to start, And then Cheryl says she tried to use different camera angles in one of her last videos. You can use different camera angles, and it's pretty easy to do, but you have to be willing to run around a lot. And when you first get started using different camera angles, I'd say run around. Okay, so let's say this is the camera you're using. So when you're shooting face on, most of us take video and we have the camera like this on a tripod in front of us. But you can also get video like this, where you've got the camera hanging down. And what you can do is just put it on the tripod, make sure it's securely attached, but then turn it down this way. Yeah, turn it down that way, like that. And you can also come and do some angles from the side. So you've got the tripod set on the side and it's filming you from over here. So that's something to consider as well. So different camera angles can be a lot of fun. And then you can close up and zoom out. Sometimes you can get different camera views and not move the camera very much at all. So let's say you're shooting from here and you've got the camera there. The next time come up and shoot like right here. So then you're going to get a close-up of whatever it is that you're looking at. And the other thing is that when you're videotaping yourself, when you're shooting yourself, if you're standing up, you don't have to get your whole body in. But here's the thing. It is definitely more time consuming. But here's the thing. When you're, like Michelle's talking about when she placed the camera on the ground when she was working on the porch, it gives a cool angle. Yeah, now here's the thing though. When you're filming yourself, I'm going to get this off for a second. When you're filming yourself, you don't always have to have a whole body shot, but there's some things you don't want to do. Don't cut your head off. So when I say don't cut your head off, don't cut yourself off right here. It's okay to cut yourself off here. So let's say it's okay to do a shot like that. It's not okay to do a shot like that. So does that make sense? You don't want to just cut your head off. So you need to be down to here, like down to here, because that's more of a pleasing shot. Otherwise, it just looks like your head is cut off. You can also even go here like that, and you can see part of the face, and you can see the mouth, or you could go like that, like that. But don't go like that. Does that make sense for you guys? Because I think the camera angles was a great idea. She really gave lots of good examples of the camera angles too. So now let's back up to what Michelle said she did. Okay, so now 2 cameras are great, but the editing is harder. And I remember when I first started using 2 cameras, and I told my son, who he works in film for television and movies, and I said, I'm going to try using 2 cameras. He said, have you tried using 2 cameras before? And I'm like, well, no. I'm thinking, how hard can it be? Well, it is a little bit taxing, but it's doable. You just have to pull in both at the same time. So now Michelle said she placed the camera on the ground while filming and was sweeping on the porch, got a cool angle, and also caught the kitten sniffing around. Michelle, you said the kitten. Do you still have 2 kittens? Did something happen to one of them? Because I've only heard you talk about 1 kitten lately. So do you still have 2 kittens? Let me know that. But yes, set the camera on the ground, and then you'll get your feet walking around. You'll get the broom. You know who does beautiful videography? Oh, my goodness. Inspired by Nikki. As well as, well, Faith and Flower. Inspired by Nikki has the most beautiful videography. I believe she has a drone as well, because sometimes you'll see really high up footage, images in her videos, and her videography is just beautiful. The way she uses lighting and all of that. She is a master. Faith and Flower also does a good job. She's not, well, also does a very good job. And she's the one who you will see camera angles like from like here down. So you don't always see all of her, but it's never like that. You know, you might see it like that. So Danielle says sometimes she will use software to zoom in the shot without moving the camera. I've not mastered that. I've tried to use the zoom feature, but I haven't been able to figure out how to get it to work right. So now Thelma said yes to something. Not sure what that was. But let's see. But Mary at Rocky Mountain Garden says she does enjoy those interesting shots that Michelle does, putting the camera on the ground, having the camera high up, having the camera on the side. So yeah. So Michelle said she still has 2 cats, but Calvin mostly gets on camera because Hobbs is shy. Okay, I got you. I was just wondering. And yeah, Nikki's filming is just beautiful. All right, so that was it, what you talked about camera angles. Let's see what else. The other thing about camera angles that she mentioned was when you're moving your camera around, don't move it too quickly, which leads right into clip speed. And she was showing where she was taking the tarnish off of a silver tray. And so she put her camera in rapid motion to so she was like, oh, let me get that off there. Sorry. So she was like, you know how when it looks like you're going real fast. So she was showing that, but she was saying how you can create engagement and show action by speeding your film up like that. But if you do that, make sure that you disengage your audio and your video track, so that when you speed your video track up, you don't end up sounding like Mickey Mouse because you've not, or not Mickey Mouse, but the Chipmunks, because you haven't increased the because you've increased the audio. So yeah, make sure you do that. And she really emphasized the use of music, not only to move the action along, but to increase engagement. And if you think about how people use music in movies, like Jaws, or when somebody's getting ready to get killed, you know, the monsters behind the bush, the music gets real loud, or there's a nice little romantic scene, the music gets kind of quiet. So use music to help engage your viewers as well. So there was that. Now, one other thing she talked about in regards to camera angles, and this was her tip number 3, was camera angles. And we've already talked about camera angles just a little bit, but she talked about shooting from the top down, from side to side, at eye level, ground level, from the ground up, that kind of thing, and move back and forth, but not too fast. One of the things she said was, you know, you move from left to right, and then you can move from right to left. I don't know about moving from right to left. I've tried that a couple times, and I felt like it threw my action off, because the eye typically tracks left to right, top to bottom. So going that way and then going back, just, I don't know, it just threw me off. It seemed odd to me. So I rarely go from right to left. I try to go left to right, up and down, that kind of thing. Thelma wants to know best places to purchase music. For the most part, I've always used free music that I get from the audio library on YouTube. Just this past month, not even a past month, in November, so only about 3 weeks, I purchased a subscription to Epidemic Sound. And I just got this subscription to Epidemic Sound. So I've only used 2 of their clips so far, But I know Michelle uses, I do believe Michelle uses Epidemic Sound. A lot of people uses Epidemic Sound for their music tracks. Now, Carol said she uses an iPhone and accidentally put it on time lapse while she was filming some crafting, and it worked out really great. It was very fast and less jerky than speeding up real fast through my software. And Carol, that's the thing. I rarely ever speed up my videos simply because, number one, it gets jerky and I don't like it. But most of my viewers have said they don't like that. They say they appreciate it that I keep it in real time. So I will try to move the clips along, like show a clip at the beginning, one in the middle, and one at the end. So you're not looking at the whole thing, but to try to move it along that way. But I rarely do that speed up. But some people do it quite nicely, just nicely. So now V says she switches to R&R to I, from I to R and R. Oh, right to left, left to right, and right to left with her editing program. I believe that's it. Left to right and then right to left with her editing program. Okay. So Cheryl said she just purchased Epidemic Sound too. Yeah, it was about $15 a month, I think. So we'll see. I just started it. So, and I used the music in my Thanksgiving Cook With Me marathon video, and people seem to enjoy it. So Michelle said she uses time lapse on her phone all the time. I've never tried that. And Danielle says she thinks the speed up works well for Clean With Me style videos. Yeah, it does, but I don't like them. I watch people do that speed up with Clean With Me's, and I just don't like it. I know Jen and how Jen does it has a very odd speed up when she does her Clean With Me's. I'd rather just see them clean and then for them to go from one clip to another clip and to another clip. I don't need to see them cleaning the whole time, but I don't like those speed up videos. But that's just me. Because like you guys know, my sister Mickey, or Max as I call her, she used to have Live, Laugh, Love, and Pray. And right now she's not doing anything with YouTube. But she's like, your Thanksgiving marathon was 43 minutes. You didn't speed it up? Oh, no. She's out, stick a fork in my own eye. It's like she does not want to have to watch that 45-minute video. But she did, and she said she enjoyed it. Because I tried to keep the action moving. And that's one of the things that my son told me. Like I said, he's a professional in film and movies. And he said, you know, keep the action going here, 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 here. Keep it going. I don't always manage it, but I try. So. Carol said she loves the free music on YouTube. Does everyone know you can easily search by genre and mood? And so Thelma at Simple Southern Moments, I think you should start with the free music on YouTube. They have happy, they have sad, they have excited. They've got all kind of different genres. So yes, everyone, if you don't know it, in the audio library on YouTube, they've got all different varieties of music that you can use, and they're free. The only problem is that they're typically short. I have a difficult time finding a track that's more than 2 minutes. Most of them are like a minute and a half to a minute 45. And sometimes I want like a 3 or 4 minute track. So I was able to find 3-minute tracks on Epidemic Sound. Okay, so Stephanie has joined us. Hi, Stephanie. And then Michelle says she doesn't do time lapse the whole time with cleaning videos. She goes back and forth. Okay, I get that. I just prefer not to do time lapse. I don't know, maybe I should, but I just don't. Okay, and as a reminder, oh, and Carol says you can search by length of time on YouTube. And then Laura is letting Carol know that she uses the free audio as well. And this always worked well for me. But this, I want to type in this last point that Danielle made to make sure we get it. And that is to be sure to separate the, oh, I guess I should spell correctly, audio tracks from the video track when you speed up or slow down. And you want to do that so that you don't end up sounding like Alvin and the Chipmunks or, you know, you don't want it to be real slow, dragged out. You want to make sure that your voice still needs to be at real time. So be sure to do that. And then I thought this was a very important point that she made here. And she said to smile when you do your voiceover. Smile when you do your voiceover. And the reason why you do that is because people can hear the smile in your voice. When you're smiling and you're talking, you sound enthusiastic, you're more engaged, your viewers hear that and they will become more engaged as well. So want to be able to hear the enthusiasm in your voice and then focus on the highlight of the video in your final reveal. So you want to get excited when you show that final reveal. Go in and out with your angles so people can see it, you know, up, down, sideways, that kind of thing. Get really good shots of your final project or final product. But don't hold the shots too long, people. Probably 2 or 3, you know, probably 4 or 5 seconds is long enough to hold the shot, but you don't want to hold it too long, particularly if you're going from up and down, side to side, whatever. Don't hold it too long. And if you're going from side to side, you want to go slowly enough so that you're not making us seasick as you do it. And then, you know, and you want your camera action to be nice and smooth. So she really did a good job. So Danielle said sometimes she'll slow her audio a little to drop the pitch in her voice because she talks too fast. I get that. I understand that. So sometimes she slows it down because she talks too fast. You can also, if you talk too quietly, you can increase the sound of your voice on your track, on your audio track. But if you use music, please make sure you don't have the music so loud that we can't hear you. A lot of people, when they add music, they haven't learned how to add the music and to quiet the music, and then it's too loud. I had a lady tell me once, your music is too loud, and I quit watching your video because it's too loud. I couldn't stand it. I was like, oh, well, I didn't know how to make it. You know, I didn't know how to turn it down. And turning it down with your speaker isn't what she needed me to do. She needed me in the software editing portion to lower the music in there so that my voiceover was high enough. So make sure you know how to do that. If you don't, get one of your kids or your grandkids to help you sort that piece out. Mary says she loves using the free YouTube money because she doesn't want to invest in anything that costs money at this point, and I get it. You know, once you start making some money on YouTube, you might want to purchase some of these other niceties to kind of help reinvest in your business. But if you're not making very much yet, or you're not ready to reinvest because there's still some things that you need to do, I get that. V says the voiceover is best if you're speeding up. Yeah, and so if you're speeding some action up, you can do the voiceover. One of the things, though, that Danielle said, which made perfect sense, is that she will do the voiceover first so that she knows what it is she needs to say and how long it takes her to say it. And then she does the action portion of the video so that she speeds it up or slows it down so that it matches the voice. And I thought, oh, that makes perfect sense. I usually will get the video editing done get the video done where I want it to be. Now the video is done. Now I have to do the voiceover. And then sometimes the voiceover doesn't quite match up with all of the space that I needed to fill in the video. So that's a good idea to do the voiceover first. That way you can trim the clips to meet where the voiceover is, or add in some more words later. So Michelle said she's done slow motion shots while putting sheets on the bed. And then Mary said she's seen those iPhone holders that some people use to hold their cameras more steady when doing these shots. It's not a selfie stick. Anyone know what it's called? Is that called a gimbal? Is that what that is? I don't know, but I'm wondering, is that what it is? A gimbal? Not sure, Mary. Oh, excuse me, burped. All right, so let me ask you guys this question. Here's our question of the day. What strategy will you employ to create more engaging videos? What will you do differently? So what strategy will you employ to create more engaging videos? What will you do differently? I've been trying to use different camera angles. I've been trying to use two cameras, to give me closer ups and, just kind of different views. I've really been working at trying to improve the quality of my video. What are you willing to do? And while you guys are typing in your answers, I'm going to go back and look at my misspelled gimbal. But most people think it is a gimbal. So this is spelled wrong. I have gimbal, whatever that is. But Michelle said she thinks it's a gimbal. Stephanie says, yeah, it's a gimbal. Kimberly says, yeah, it's a gimbal. And she probably spelled it correctly. And B says, yes, it's a gimbal. And she has one. And she says they're not $200 for a gimbal. Oh, my goodness. Okay. So we're looking at what strategies you're willing to employ to create more engaging videos. What will you do differently? That's the question. So Karen says she's intrigued about studying commercials. She will definitely do some watching to see what she can incorporate as she tries launching right into the video and using different angles. That's a great idea, Karen. And I have to tell you, that's what I've been trying. The last few videos I've been doing, I've been working on doing videos where I am cooking off grid. I mean, I have been acting like a pioneer woman, and it has been a lot of fun. But I wasn't able to get the best angles that I wanted because, first of all, it was cold outside, and to be able to do the different things I was trying to do was difficult. But I was able to get some different shots. So, but I'm going to continue to work at that. But that's a great idea, to continue to study commercials and figure out what they're doing and how you can learn from them. So I like that idea. Thelma says she has to learn to like the sound of her voice. Yes, Thelma, you do, because here's the thing. Your voice is your voice. And people come to your YouTube channel to hear you. They come to see you. They don't come to hear me or anyone that sounds like me. They come to hear Thelma. That's who they expect to hear. And nobody can be a better Thelma than Thelma. So just do you. And people will love you for being who you are. So Darcy says she's going to spend more time researching on subject matter. That's a good idea too. I need to do that too. I've been trying to work at that too. Danielle says she's been watching different types of YouTube videos to get more ideas about how to present certain types of content. And that is an excellent idea as well. You want to be more of a analyst and more of a productive person than a consumer for the most part. So rather than just spending a lot of time just watching YouTube videos and not being productive, when you're watching different styles of YouTube videos to get more ideas, you are examining the videos. And there's a difference in examining videos versus watching videos. And what Danielle said she plans to do is examine other styles of videos, well, other videos, so she can kind of see how they're doing things and figure out what she can do to jazz up her stuff. So here, when Danielle says she's been watching different videos to get more ideas, what she's actually been doing is examining different styles of YouTube videos to get more ideas. So that's what she's doing. So please note that. And then Carol says she's been doing mostly thrifting videos lately, and she thinks it would be more interesting to show an item and then show where she's going to use it, or show a shot at the thrift store, more variety. I agree with that as well. Showing where you're going to use the item in your house, giving a close-up of the item in the thrift store on the shelf, maybe zoom in, zoom out, show you your hand picking it up, that kind of thing. And then when you're doing your video, take a look at Danielle's video and kind of see how she treated that table. It was really quite interesting. So there's that. So Laura said she's going to start asking viewers to answer questions in the comments below. Okay, that's a good idea. So you can create more engagement by asking your viewer a question. For example, how many of you plan to participate in my Christmas kitchen vignette? Tell me in the comment section below. Or if you're in, let me know. Tell me in the comment section below. So that'll create more engagement then. And so depending upon whether or not you have a community tab, Laura, you can certainly be asking more questions and polls and things like that on that as well. So Carol says rather than a straight haul. So what she means here is that she wants to show more variety in her video, showing where she's going to use it, or a shot at the thrift store, rather than show a straight haul. I like that idea. Mary is saying thanks so much. So is she thanking us because she's dropping out tonight, or thanking you guys for helping her with some other comments? And Diva says, yes, a gimbal is pricey. They rotate or move with you. Oh, those are those things you put them on like a little track, and they can go in and out and all kind of stuff. Yeah. Great investment. Yeah, they would be nice to have. So Liz says you can use the pop socket on the phone. Yeah, and they can kind of help, get things listed. Danielle's been adding more B-roll in her videos. She just did a thrift haul and has some footage from the store. I've been trying to add in more B-roll as well. That helps create more engagement. And Robin, hey Robin, I didn't know you had joined us. How you doing? She likes doing the video and then the voiceover. You know what? I really never cared much for voiceovers. I felt like it take too long. It's like doing the video twice. And Michelle says she loves them. I've been doing voiceovers lately after the last couple of videos I've worked on, and I think voiceovers are kind of nice, because particularly if the hubby's watching the ball game and I'm in the kitchen trying to do something, I don't want him to have the TV off for 2 hours. So if I do the intro and the outro and then don't have any audio running during the middle of it, then I can do the voiceover later. It does kind of ease things a little bit. And then I can plan better what to say. So, Michelle, I'm learning to love voiceovers. So V says she's been blessed. Many have said they like her editing. Now, V, I don't remember what you said you were doing now. What did you say you were doing? Oh, you've got a gimbal. Well, you were the one that did that, have that camera in the microwave. And I was like, how'd you do that? So yes, you do a nice job editing. Let's see, I missed something. All right, so somebody is helping Thelma with something. And then B was talking about the the investment of a gimbal. And so Danielle is saying she uses a program called Audacity, which has allowed her to adjust the pitch of her voice. She finds it helpful because sometimes her voice is squeaky. I like that idea. I might need to check that out because mine gets kind of squeaky sometimes too. And so Thelma's going to look into it. Catherine, hey, Catherine, glad to have you with us. So these types are helpful. You mean these types of videos, what we're talking about tonight? So Michelle's done overhead while cooking, and people say they like that. I got a lot of positive reinforcement from my Cook With Me marathon, Michelle, too. People said they really like the angle, being able to look down into the bowl and seeing that consistency and that kind of thing. So I'm going to have to do more of that. Yeah, it's that overhead filming. I knew what you meant. And people like polls and that kind of thing to give their opinion. So you can always ask that. So Michelle said she likes my voiceovers. I have a calming voice more so than when yeah, it is more calming when I'm not doing a voiceover. I mean, when I'm not doing a voiceover because I've had more time to think about it. And I'm trying to project differently. When I'm filming in the kitchen, I've got the camera across the room. I have to project louder, that kind of thing, to make sure the camera picks everything up. When I'm doing a voiceover, I'll have the camera set right here on the desk on a box, and I've set it about maybe 2 feet away from me, so I can't talk too loud or sound like I'm shouting. So yeah, but I'm working at that though. People do say they like the calming voice I have when I do the voiceover, so I might do more of those. So B says she uses that same program when she does her walks. But okay, so there's that. All right. Well, that is all of the information that I wanted us to talk about tonight. We've got through Danielle's video. I gave the high points. If you've not watched the video, do watch it. It really is very nicely done. She gives you lots of good information, and I think you will enjoy it. So do make sure you check it out. The link is in the description box. And if you're interested in open invitations, collaborations, or challenges, you can find them in the description box. I've already put them in there. So once we close it up, you can find them in there, and I've updated them with all the information that I've gotten within the past few days. If I've missed any, let me know. Send me an email. If I've missed any, send me an email, and I will get it updated as soon as possible. And if you're watching this video at a time when when that list is not current, you can find the most current version of it on my community tab. This is of my channel, This and That with Denise Jordan. And if you're looking for a community of like-minded women and gents who have banded together to support one another to grow these YouTube channels one subscriber at a time, then you're in the right place. So subscribe to YouTube Talk with Denise Jordan. All right, so now, like I said, the list of open invites and collabs is already in the description box. So I won't go through those. So now, V, you say you may do a video on all your equipment you use to film. Now, here's the question. Going to ask the question again. Here's the question. What should you start? What should you stop? And what should you continue? And the reason why I'm asking you guys to think about that again is because you should never post a video that your audience did not ask for. Now, what does that mean? When I say you should never post a video that your audience did not ask for, I don't post this YouTube stuff on my TNT community, on my TNT channel anymore. On my TNT channel, or This and That with Denise Jordan, I post homemaking related videos, cooking, cleaning, prepper pantry, laundry, that kind of thing. That's related to making a home. This YouTube strategy is not. And my homemakers didn't like it. And I reminded you guys, or I told you guys once, that I went to the library. One of my subscribers is actually my librarian. And she said, hey, Denise, you know that YouTube teaching stuff you do? I don't like that. She said, can I opt out of it? And I'm like, well, no, but she's like, she didn't want to see that. She said, well, I like that vinegar making you were doing. She's not interested in this. So to come back to you, V, is the question. Do your viewers want to see a video about the equipment that you use to make video? We do, but we're not your viewers. So I'm just asking you to think about it. And then we were talking to Lady Phoenix last week, and we were talking about our analytics and that kind of thing. And she was saying, she wonders if doing the mastermind videos are messing with her YouTube analytics. Well, they could be. I mean, who knows? They could be. So I don't put this stuff on my TNT channel because it was messing with my analytics. Now, that's why I created this channel. This is all we talk about over here. I got a few videos planned that I'm going to put up over here in the next couple of weeks. But other than that, this is all we do here is talk about YouTube stuff. So just think about that. And then people are talking about YouTube Final Cut Pro. It's $300. Whew. I just bought a new computer because this computer has been crashing irregularly. I mean, from day to day, I don't know if it's going to boot up or not. So I finally said, okay, I have to buy a new computer. And I just ordered it yesterday, but it's going to take 2 to 3 weeks before it gets here. So Robin says, wants to know where are the details on my Christmas vignette. She looked on my community tab. I've got 3 videos up on my community tab where I talk about that. So if you look at my community tab, I've got 2 videos that I put up today about the Christmas kitchen vignette. So you'll see some different little thing. It doesn't say open invite at the beginning, but it is. Let me just look real quick. Well, I don't know what this will do. Somebody look real quick. Somebody go to my community tab real quick and see if they can see those, because the last couple videos, I posted 2 posts on my community tab today to remind people about the upcoming Christmas kitchen vignette. Now, you want to know what the details are. They're the same as they always are. I didn't put anything new. It must be on a tray. You must have some Christmas florals on there. Must have something with words on it. You must have Christmas decorations, ornaments, that kind of thing in the tray. But you can decide what kind of Christmas ornaments you want. You know, you can do penguins, roosters, penguins, reindeer, snowmen, whatever kind of Christmas icon you want. you can use. And I'm doing a no spin. And I encourage all of you to do a no spin if you can, because I don't know about you guys, but money is tight for people right now. So I'm trying to encourage you to do a no spin. So V says she'll have to look, but can someone go and look now? Can someone go to my community tab and look? And I can't get my community. Oh, I can get it on my phone. Huh. I can't get it on my iPad, but I can get it on my phone. I don't think to use my phone for those kinds of things. So sometimes I'll post things and I think they're clear as a bell and find out later they're clear as mud. So, okay. Yes. Okay. So there's a post that I put up. Oh, come on now. So I have a post that appeared probably about 2 o'clock this afternoon. It's got a Christmas cookie jar on it, and you read the post, and then you click on the show more, and it shows you the details. And then there's another one where I invite you guys at probably about 9:30 this morning. And I actually posted the invitation on my community tab at least 2-3 weeks ago. It had the Christmas kitchen vignette with a little Noel thing on there. But what Stephanie reminded me is that I didn't post a reminder video before today. So I probably should have posted a reminder last week, and I didn't think to do that because many people haven't seen it. But Gigi says she sees it there. V says it's posted. Mary says it's there. So great. I'm glad it's posted. Remember, guys, keep in mind, if you've got a community tab, most people are not posting invite videos on their YouTube channel anymore. They're putting it on their community tab because it messes with their analytics when they put it on their regular channel. When I don't expect to get more than a couple hundred, if that many, views on an invitation to a Christmas kitchen vignette. That will wreak havoc with my analytics. So I don't want to put a video up there that I know is going to disturb it. I'm a little bit concerned about my turkey taco soup video. So just kind of think about that. And so Michelle says she posted her collab several times on community tab. And yeah, I posted it 2 or 3 weeks ago. I should have done a reminder at least, 10 days after I posted it. So I posted a reminder today. So Stephanie, thank you for reminding me that I didn't have a reminder up there. And then I'm going to have a couple reminders every day until the video drops. The video drops on December 2nd, which I believe is Wednesday, or is it Thursday? Let me just look on my calendar real quick. So December 2nd is Wednesday. So the video drops on Wednesday. So if you want to participate, there's plenty of time. So now, Carol is giving a tip. She says, if you use a planner for your YouTube, use it to schedule your posts for your collabs as well as your videos and collabs. And whereas I thought about scheduling the post for the invite, I didn't think about scheduling a reminder post. So Carol, that is an excellent tip to make sure you schedule a reminder post. So very good tip. Yeah, got that shared. Okay. And then Michelle saying that that's a good idea from Carol. And then the playlist link for the coffee bar collab, which is December 1st, is on Diva's community tab. And that's what I'm going to do too. I'm going to put the playlist on my link on December 1st so that people can, you know, go then and upload that. Oh, Dee, hey Dee, she said she was outside putting up Christmas lights. I don't have anything Christmas done yet. I'm going to get started on that later on tonight or tomorrow when I finish getting my vignette done. My vignette is the first thing I always do. I can't get anything done until I get through Thanksgiving because I got to get my Thanksgiving cooking and all that kind of stuff up. That's my sweet spot. So once I'm done with that, then I can start thinking about Christmas. All right. So yes, Dee, please come back and watch the replay. So guys, do you guys have anything else that we need to address tonight? I think we've got everything covered. We can talk about channel names and maybe content next time. Oh, and Carol said she also puts in her planner when she needs to put up a playlist. I think that's a great idea, is how to use our calendars better so that we stay on top of things. Because whereas I put in my calendar, you know, I posted the invitation to the vignette, I did not schedule reminders, and those are important to do too. So I've got those coming in. So yeah, people are getting more and more used to finding information on the community tab, but we got to let people know that's where it is. And Michelle says she can't think about Christmas until after Thanksgiving. I still have 2 Thanksgiving videos I have got to get out. It's like I need to get my turkey bone broth done and my messy Thanksgiving sandwich. I need to get those 2 videos done. The Thanksgiving sandwich needs to go up tomorrow. Otherwise, it's going to be a moot point and I'm going to have to save it till next year. The turkey bone broth, people can make next week. You know, put that turkey carcass in the freezer and then dig it out to make the bone broth. But if I'm going to do the Thanksgiving sandwich, it needs to go up. So I'll try to get that messy sandwich edited, you know, tomorrow and try to get it up. All right, ladies, I don't think we have anything else then. So I'm not going to just be one of those people that just chat just to keep you on. I think we have covered everything. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Don't forget, my Christmas kitchen vignette is Wednesday. And then the open invites and collabs are already in the description box. So do check those out. If I've missed any, send me an email and I'll get things corrected. Bye.